Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be a Pro League match between OGN and CJ Antis. This is do or die for CJ Antis, and OGN is going to try to close it out against them. Another 2v2 match, so it's going to be interesting for me to keep track of. You've got Gio and Memory on one side, Gio also going by Hoyas, Memory aka Mania MST. They've been mildly successful for CJ Antis. On the opposite side, complete no-name, Besga going to go up with Zeus. Zeus, a very good player in 2003, but hasn't really done anything since, and I'm not sure if they didn't really expect to get to this point or what, but Besga, a complete no-name, maybe he's their ace in the hole, going to go forward, and I think he's a Zerg player, so we'll see. Actually, let me double-check that. Is he a Zerg player? Yes, he is a Zerg player. Alright, cool. Zeus, of course, being a Protoss player. So let me get the colors out here. Besga going to be in red, Memory in yellow, Sparky's in teal, aka green, and orange for Hoya, aka Ju. And so basically the way you have it divided up is, coming off screen. So what was that? Yellow and orange for OGN, and red and green for CJ. So it looks like this is a 5-player map. There's also an expansion at the 3 o'clock location, but it looks like both Overlords just going to go across the map, probably to their allies' base to deal with Dark Templar and things in the future. Because that looks like that's what's happening. Yes, I'm going to assume that's what's happening, and I'll correct myself later if that's incorrect. Really quickly, Combat is back. Go check out Combat. Was if 1112. He does great commentaries, great kind of educational commentaries. He's a better player than I am, honestly. So go check him out. Also, as always, sc2gg.com, Moletrap, Clazart, and Greth. Greth has a great article up at sc2gg.com. It's really good, I think, for kind of showing family, talking about StarCraft as a sport. And if you're following this and your family was like, meh, that's a good article to show them, in my opinion. I told him to remember me when he becomes famous. This map is Hwangsanbul. And hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'll probably get once again corrected, but whatever. There's neutral disruption web at the ramps, which really kind of neutralizes ground forces, and it really forces Zerg opponents to Zerg players in particular, to go air more than they would otherwise, in my opinion. Not that they don't do that generally as it is, but they have that protected front door in that neutral dark swarm, where essentially you can block your front door and you don't have to worry about anything but a drop. So really this turns into a huge air map. This kind of it almost has a star kind of star cluster type formation, and also there's that as you can see, that creep. I guess creep is the new actual ground. I can't think of a new it's the new black or whatever as far as map making goes. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Hwangsanbul translated to something like Star Cluster or something like that, or Creepy Star, maybe Octopus, who knows. Anyway, but the map kind of looks like that. There's also a secondary that you can take, but you have to open up your front door and go down. And I'm not again, so it's a bit of a risk. Looks like a cybernetic score going down for Zeus. And taking straight to lair, pretty standard Zerg play for OGN. And CJ, let's see, it's on their side, 2 barrack build, which is also pretty standard on this map. He's going to open his front door, obviously going for more of a ground type build. And I've seen this map actually quite a few times, and this is pretty standard behavior. And I wish we could get a look into Hoya/Gio's space. Looks like he's going to go for a second hatchery. Interestingly enough, he's going to go for second hatchery at the front door. Actually, it looks like that's mirrored across the board. Zeus, in the meantime, going to get rid of that creep so he can continue building forward. Also getting rid of the creep for Memory's side. Memory very good with dropships, by the way, aka Mania MST. He's going to be in the MSL pretty quick. Starport going up, Stargate going up, so my guess is we're going to see a couple Corsairs here to harass Overlords as best as possible. Forge blocking the front door, interestingly enough, so it looks like he's just going to try to build out of that single base. That's layer is up. Spire's probably going to go down in just a second. Sun Colony at their front door, also blockade there. So this is going to be entirely an air map, which is really going to minimize that 2 barracks build, because again, you're going to just have to deal with ground forces. It looks like he's getting a factory and a starport up shortly, though. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mania went air with a drop, and maybe just Goliath air drop, or maybe just decided to stick with Medic Marine drop, because he knows he's going to be dealing with the map like this. He's going to be dealing with probably a lot of air type builds, and now a cannon going down. So Zeus being somewhat defensive, most is defensive again on the perimeter. Going to stake out those zealots. I'm not sure why he's staking those zealots there, because really not going to be all that help. Evolution chamber going down though. Just a flash there, but it looked like it was on the CJ side. So interestingly enough, it looks like more of a ground game being played, but that's going to be spotted out by Zeus. Zeus going to obviously, he's trying to hunt down the overlords, and now a couple Marines out in the field. I think they're going to try to hunt down some loose overlords as well. That Corsair now coming around, realizing that no one's expanded kind of under the nose. I guess he's just double checking, wanted to make sure that Territory wasn't being taken out. Spore Colony going down to deal with those Corsairs, who can basically camp the overlord there and worry less about the Corsairs. 2 Corsairs now for Zeus now in the meantime. And interestingly enough, Zeus needs to be a little bit careful, because if the drop does end up in his base, he's going to have a hard time dealing with it. In the meantime, it looks like, yeah, Spire up for OGN Zerg, who I believe that's Besga. Yeah, I was forgetting his name for a second there. So up for Besga, and in the meantime, Factory almost up with its machine shop on that side for Mania. No, that's not Mania. I'm sorry. That is Mania. Mania is the only is yellow. I got a little thrown off there. Anyway, this is a problem with 2 versus 2. Mutalisks coming out now. For OGN, for Besga, and a couple cannons on the front. So Zeus again kind of sealing in. A lot of medic marines out in the field, and looks like medic marines engaging immediately, seeing that memory bring him down. So it looks like Besga encountering those medic marines. Those overlords going to push up just to make sure he has a little bit of detection. We'll see. Yeah, he's going to try to go after those overlords. He needs to be a little careful though, pulling back the Mutalisks. Almost lost it, and now it looks like a couple Mutalisks to also come alongside those overlords. Interesting that those overlords are. I guess he's going to keep those overlords around the medic Marines, which is very intelligent considering the Corsairs that are around, which is essentially going to, yeah, in fact, good call on my part, dropship from Mania, which isn't super surprising, and now you can see the Corsairs pushing around, looking for a little bit of an air target, but again, Corsairs not going to be super effective with those medic Marines around, and it looks like they're going to go for a push into, they're going to still catch those overlords as they're kind of skiffing around, let's see, but an interesting attack coming from, a dual attack here coming from the CJ guys onto Besga, and Besga going to get, losing a lot of Mutalisks there. The Mutalisks being harassed. In the meantime, a drop going right into, so Mania going to press up and get the drop in. Those Corsairs obviously aren't going to be able to talk to ground, so basically those Mutalisks are going to be the only defense. I'm not sure if he has enough Mutalisks left to even defend against that. I'm going to try to take out that dropship in the meantime, bringing those Corsairs as kind of a buffer, and losing a Corsair right there. So those, again, and this is really disastrous for Besga. He doesn't have any defenses. I'm going to try to bring those drones off the line, but there is a stim pack right there, trying to flee with his drones, protect his drones, but he's probably going to end up losing his Spire and losing his lair, and that's absolutely disastrous. Looks like he did manage, he opened up the front door to kind of flee out, lost his Spire, and that's going to be a huge hit early. Going to lose that lair as well, and really I think that's going to be GG. So Besga showing a little bit of inexperience right at the beginning, but really I don't think that was inexperience. I think that was just an excellent combination drop from memory, and it looks like in the meantime Zeus opened up his front door. Still Corsairs, and I'm surprised he's still dedicating with Corsairs, because that's not going to do anything if he doesn't have any actual ground force attack units, because essentially Memory can take his time, take these medic Marines, drop them in Zeus's base as well, and he's not going to be able to contend with it. And it looks like a couple Scourges out. He sees that fleet beacon, so it looks like he was going to try to, out of a single base, looks like he might have 2 bases. It's hard to tell on the minimap, but basically he does not have enough resources to really go big air at this point. I'm surprised Zeus is attempting that, but it's really kind of a desperation measure at this point. Maybe trying to upgrade Disruption Web to kind of deal with the meantime. Still a couple Mutalisks out, and then, oh wow, that was some beautiful micromanagement by Jia in the meantime, and now, yeah, some Disruption Web going down. And yeah, going to be able to take care of a lot of those Mutalisks, but honestly, I don't think that's going to be enough. As you can see, he's just desperately trying to hunt down the rest of those Mutalisks. In the meantime, it looks like Memory is going to go straight into that secondary, and yeah, that's going to be. I'm surprised he didn't decide to protect that secondary. That's really what he needed to concentrate on. When you have one opponent left, you got to protect. When you have one guy left, just go after the guy that's strong, and I'm surprised he did that. So even though Jew's getting attacked right here, looks like Memory is going to take out this Nexus, and I think that's going to be GG for OGN. So this is probably going to go to an ace match, and the question is who are they going to choose in the ace match? This is absolutely huge. Savior not playing well lately, but CJ has a lot of options to choose from. This could be absolutely, this could be a really epic ace match, and wow, and actually that was, was that on his main? No, I don't think that was on his, no, that was on his main. He didn't have a second Nexus up. So yeah, going for the Disruption Web, and in the meantime, looks like Memory starting to expand. He's attacking on 2 fronts, and GG called right there. good combo from CJ staying in it. OGN, so 3-3, you're going to an ace match. Absolutely epic playoff match. Hope you guys are enjoying it thus far. Thanks for listening.